Although elections should be won or lost at the polls, but the judiciary has the greater responsibility of deciding who has really won or lost the election in the event of dissatisfaction arising from the conduct of the elections. So the emergence of the Electoral Petition Tribunal saddled with this responsibility. Welcome to this week's edition of Law Weekly. I'm Victoria Ido. The courts at the federal level have resumed and Lagos State Judiciary has taken a cue and gone back to work. One of the gates, which was shut for the past 3 weeks, is now open for judicial activities. Lawyers and litigants coming into the court premises, and although it's still a bit scanty, administrative activities are ongoing. With the resumption of the courts at the federal level, the Lagos State Judiciary does not believe it should continue the fight only at the state level.
Met and we deemed it fit that this is the high time we called off this strike because of the fact that it was a national strike anyway. And the national has deemed it fit to call the federal off. And we, one way or the other, trying to avoid the divide and rule thing, you understand? The NEC met and took a joint decision to go on strike. So the federal cannot go on and then resume work and allow we states to fight the struggle alone. So, and moreover, in Lagos State, our government is complying to some certain level, though they may not have satisfied the entire judgment something.
Nevertheless, the strike action took effect both on litigants and the lawyers.
Well, I think personally the greater effect is more on our clients than us. Because, I mean, I have a couple of matters that are pending. Some we had moved bail application and we're waiting for ruling, and the young man is languishing in jail till today. We are not even able to get dates now because, I mean, we have to start running around updating all our matters and getting fresh dates. So it has really worked great hardship on our clients.
Although the courts have resumed, the judges are yet to sit as lawyers would first need to get new dates for their cases or have their cases reassigned.
The strike has just been called off and we have a date with the court today. But we have checked the court list. From what I gather from the registrar, the court will be seated by 10:30. So we are waiting for the lordship.
As we count down to the 2015 general elections, hopefully the courts across Nigeria will take a cue from Lagos State and also return to work. The crisis in the Rivers State Judiciary is far from being over as the members of the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria in the state were prevented from getting access to their offices.
This is what is left of what seems to be a coordinated attack on court premises in Rivers State before the resumption of judiciary workers in the state. What's hit are high courts in Degema and Isiokbo. Offices are in ruins and court documents are destroyed. Some eyewitnesses tell us their story.
We saw that it was the fire that got in the whole court, and see where room was damaged, judge chambers, court hall were all damaged.
I assisted to go inside the room covered with smoke and remove some of the files that was not burned. So the security man assisted by bringing water, and two of us managed to put off the fire.
The police command say they will unravel those behind what they call a senseless attack.
The command has already put in place efforts that will lead in the arrest of those assailants and as well their sponsors.
Though the attack in Port Harcourt had minimal impact, the gates are sealed. Some lawyers express their frustration.
We heard yesterday that the strike has been called off, and a lot of lawyers, including myself, who came in here this morning hoping that the gates will be opened so we can come in and begin to commence our work as legal practitioners. But rather, unfortunately, we hear that we see that the place is still locked.
I am personally not happy because we have been thrown out of our job for a period close to 8 months now, and it has leashed onto us an untold hardship.
This is another episode in the lingering crisis in the River State Judiciary. The gates are under lock and key, though the JUSON members insist the strike is over.
While judicial activities are still sketchy at the lower courts, the Federal High Court have resumed fully. Let's take a look at some court stories.
The Supreme Court has set aside the conviction of Lebanese man Ahmad Talal Roda, who was convicted for storage of firearms and conspiracy to store firearms. Justice Ademola Adeniyi of the Federal High Court in Abuja had acquitted and discharged Mr. Fawaz Antahini while sentencing Ahmad Roda to life imprisonment. Mr. Talal Ahmad Roda was arrested in May 2013 in connection with a large storage of arms found in a bunker during a raid on his residence in Kano. He was found guilty of all 5 counts of illegal possession of weapons and conspiracy, while 2 others charged alongside him were discharged and acquitted. The Election Petition Tribunal, hearing matters on the August 9 governorship election in Osun State, has declared Rauf Aregbesola of the All Progressives Congress as winner of the election. At the final hearing of the petition filed by the PDP candidate Iyola Omishore, the chairman of the 3-man panel, Justice Elizabeth Ikpejime, ruled that the tribunal had no reason whatsoever to disregard the result of the election as announced by INEC in all the 17 local government areas under contention. Justice Ikpejime explained that the petitioner failed to prove his case, as none of his witnesses was able to establish any evidence regarding the allegations of improper and inappropriate accreditation, multiple and underage voting, mutilation of result sheets, and harassment of voters, among others. While the judgment lasted, security in and around the court premises was beefed up as security agents manned every space to forestall breakdown of law and order. The president of the ECOWAS Community Court of Justice, Justice Maria Dusu Montero, has appealed to member states to ensure enforcement of its judgment in the interest of regional peace and stability. Speaking at a meeting in Abuja, Justice Montero decried the non-appointment of a national authority for the enforcement of its judgment and decisions. This, according to her, has been a setback to the advancement of community law within the Western African sub-region. The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has ordered the service of court processes on General Muhammadu Buhari in a suit seeking to stop him from participating in the February 14 election. In the suit filed by a legal practitioner, Mr. Max Uzuaka, 8 questions were raised for the court's determination, where the petitioner prayed for an order disqualifying General Buhari from contesting or participating in the election. Ruling on the application in an ex parte motion, the presiding judge, Justice Adeniyi Ademola, ordered a substituted service of the court documents on General Buhari and INEC after hearing the plaintiff's application in the suit. The plaintiff said the INEC form CF001, which the APC candidate submitted to the electoral body, was incomplete because he allegedly failed to accompany the form with all relevant academic credentials. Hearing in the case has been fixed for February the 9th.
Over 200 judicial officers comprising of justices of the Appellate Court, the High Court and Chief Magistrate converged at the Supreme Court. The judicial officers took their oath of allegiance soon after the arrival of the Chief Judge of Nigeria.
Section 138 of the Electoral Act.
The Chief Justice of Nigeria has urged members of the tribunal to do justice to cases before them with honesty in line with the law and not by personal conviction or affiliations.
You must ensure that all petitions must be founded upon grounds which are contained in Section 138 of the Electoral Act and not on extraneous provisions of the law, as the tribunal is not a court of vain inquisition. All your considerations must be founded in law only.
He however warned members of the tribunal to shun any attempts by politicians and their organizations to influence their proceedings, as the National Judiciary Council will not fail to punish severely anyone found wanting.
You must ensure that your acts are in strict conformity with the law. Therefore, you must shun acts such as acceptance of gifts or favors from council or politicians, and in the exchange of illicit communication with parties, which acts would erode the integrity of the tribunal irretrievably. I assure you that any judge found wanting will only have himself to blame.
With the inaugurations over, the various tribunals will now wait till after the elections for the election petition to begin proceedings.